It is such a shame, very frustrating, but we begin again. A swarm of notes are flying around and stuck in the heat. There is a burning essence that twiddles within each toil. The birds are tweedy and the goils are a mile long. It was an idea through the woods and walking many trees. There were 5 pools of well. It was then a sort of you could only get a 1 in 3 chance, even if you found people silly enough to try it for you. David was ready to go. The cowboy in place whole. He and his actor had just left work there and were soon to wrap up on his one film. Then he and the cowboy were going to work on a different one. A large fly shrinks down to size and the sand lowers beneath. Here I step off because I know David wishes for it to snow, and the cowboy buys boots and trudges home. He was a man who had a wife he was used to, who was even acting anymore. It wasn't actually him. The character belonged to a different person. The character was David's. A bean begins to grow itself from underneath a table. From it is a fortune cookie-like message on a small leaf, black leaf. There isn't a person on the world that can easily break a bulb, but if you choose to let it slip, seeing signs is a way to be in line, such as designed and in work with where is my tin can coffee. I have to shit something similar to a sort of silly line, dancing around now in his clown mask. From later he says ideas. I have ideas, thinking about his past life. He begins to weep and he bleeds from his cracked and dry pubis, prancing around, wiping the ass with leaves and cracked leaves at best. Spa, scratchy return, logs and tries to spill and clatter. Here's the here and here was the chatter. Heap, heap, bean, wolf, glum, blang, screaming. Okay, do you have what it takes to out and down your own dog? A fleet goes by and we hide behind beneath a cone-shaped rock. The bones ache to the clock and the loans were taken or shot. We pull on and breathe to deliver, being outside, except I run again into a wall and I shiver. David, please, why? Oh, cowboy, help us, where are you? Oh, well, cowboy says, over here. A burning idea starts to drill David's mind and he finds a cheap clown mask toy. Places this, him sticking his hand through a special type of screen all the way up into the sky above the cowboy's head, and the ultimate encyclopedia. Where was it? The cowboy didn't know to question, but David had written it to be there, only now like a vehicle to ride on. There was a wave or cast of bleeding into a big center painting, choices too, to make it so that the impace of foreboding was not even questionable. The closest attempt to tangible emotional effort, and perhaps drill for the way of the meditation. The movie was the experience that was to be had, then the experience birth to be had that makes me smile, and in the room the car toils, and I am glad, although my cowboy leaps and cries, I cannot help but think of him. He will do well to thank me later. There is a splitting tone that rushes to the ear of an opponent as he enters the door. David stands up and begins to fight, but the deafening sound blasts him back through the screen, and with the cowboy who was the opponent, a scream comes through before the small red light turns black and lifeless. You didn't know what you were in for. David panics to think whether or not he knows exists in his device, the 90s computer base maybe, but there is a subtle hint of green that builds up inside the tears of the faraway watchers as the pummeling group attacking aliens sing their song. And then the cowboy, oh help us, please still. There are large corns, we can feed you, we will do anything. The cowboy resists, but then he hears the sound. These men seem to have fallen here from the sky, and they presented me with a copy of this book, the writings of a sarcastic comedian in the States. Hear them now. What is their song? It's out there. The whole group then wave your dick, my friends. We're playing football. And bang your heads with rocks, better than going shopping. Oh, it burns, the sky it burns. Oh, my eyes walking home from work, that burns. Oh no, I will be right back. I can't find my damn ID. I think I seem to have left it at home with my other pants. Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes? The idea bakes and the feelings char in with a mixture of do. You do not believe I will make it do you. Celestial cocks creep out from in the, and we were standing in the rain, and a run of hail was coming fastly. We were breathing so hard I could hardly hear the passing trains, and we were cold in this weather. Ong, ong, wink, ong, oin, ong, wink, ah, left is covered, all in goo. And do you have what it takes, man, to let go of your friend when you know it's the best thing? Cowboy thinks to that evening, suffered a broken taillight beat out by a large fat asshole, left dirty dishes in the sink, and remembers nothing else except singing. And the sing he sings, you come home from 9 to 5, and you dump rats. Take a seat down, I still love you. The griddle breaks and I'll fix it up. The oil spills and I wipe to leave the floor so clean. The griddle breaks and I'll fix it up. The oil spills and I wipe to leave the floor so clean. And though I have some seedy jobs, you still live here. I can't wait to get home and sit by you. You never refuse me anymore, and I pine for this me found attention. But I cry if I get too much of a message. I still see you in there, but there is a but to relieve our sobbing in the woods and in the air. And I am all lost in my memories. I don't know how to get there. She sees me gutting the fish, still burns into my eyes and sees me falling apart. She knows I'm flaking the whales and taking to all of our art. Down in the station, down in the club, down by her boulder collection, and we don't believe we have anything to be nervous about. We want a fire and we want to sit about in the dirty yard, talk shit, eat mice. We cooked once, only ones we found, only dead ones, and if they say no, then we toss them. And we putz around and we live to be with each other. There's sometimes, though, that one thing that pulls it out from the other. The celestial cocks creep out again from the fireplace. I never came inside, I am not lying. You can't prove anything anyway. You don't have any money anyway. Why would you want to do this to me, cowboy? She pleaded and cried. David was remembering and wiping down his lamp. Dropped a random bulb in the sky behind the clown mask. Please don't yell at me, cowboy. I know this baby is yours, and I still love you, but I won't kill it. So that floors it. I'm up alley, boop, tin, and cannon. And if you don't answer anyways, I'm out the door when I see it coming at me, and I feel my ears, and the closest thing I think to wisdom is just breaking down in tears. And then I remember all the somethings, and I feel the flash of white. There's a soothing brand of oatmeal flowing through my throat tonight, and better live seeing through the blackness and bridging my waist and you onto a different territory. In my ambition, the bears surround me and adore me. They take me away from all this, and even though I cry, a gentle claw will hurt less swiftly than would you for me to die. There is a note. I left you gum. I bought you a cherry pie. Don't try fighting. The refrigerator is husted. You should leave it. And I told you not to steal anything from me. I told you not to steal anything from me. I know you don't think I'm wise, and I once didn't care anyways, but now I can't believe that I've written so many notes. I have a special ink spot just for the banger and dabbing my pen. It's a big chunk engraved on the wood table in our front room, and lead me to softly play and keep us together, at least in my mind, and leave me to feel like I'm living forever, at least when it's my choice, and all I ever really needed was just some time. All I ever really wanted was to die. All I ever really wanted was just to see you. I've been missing someone from back home, you know. All I ever really wanted was tonight with you, baby. I've been missing someone else that I grew up with. I don't think you really wanted me as much as they do. So to a ghost I kneel and plodding off again to find the brown bears living in the cottage that I dream of every night. The same one from the boon I always heard knees weak from getting up. Fleeting out, filling up inside next to a cold lamp. Feels like pain inside, only breath from the mouse. Hear a noise build up and in the skies in the release of chamber deep in hiding. David walks slowly, I can see you, I can hear you. I was knocked into it by mistake. The sand riles on the ground to shake some more to make the sand rumble accordingly as the ground chooses to place. Special weight, there is a puzzle cowboy. The ultimate encyclopedia, the cowboy cannot forgive him anyway. The receipt, he wails, let's run it, prancing through the lulas and dancing through the daisies and dancing through the lulas. How are you? An idea forms. The cowboy is already solidified in the real world.
something else would see a cloud with strange individual clouds ganging up to be a union of mischief makers. Pour hail down, pour rain down, no umbrellas lurking. I see a sun unit of poultry servants beaming at me. There is a slide train up ahead, just as I already said, and she is always making me wait around. This time I am late and I am thinking alone, driving faster than I should be on this road. Come out a little later, baby. Come out a little later, baby. Always making me wait around anyway, baby. Where is the contract now? I don't know if I can do this anymore. David sheds a tear but sends the cowboy back out the door and yells behind him, remember what happened on the night we met? I asked if you were a worthy cowboy and you said you bet. I know I don't need to eat what I serve you, but be aware that you were the one who told me to never let you up anyway. I regret writing the contract into, but I needed two people. If David has no problem to use the cowboy and the cowboy does not forgive David, they will both grant me access. The thought floats and bleeds into one of David's past head, and the film will still be made as he sees it. He rewrote the idea, stemming from the beginning down a repool and reflex in his head on the weights in the first encounter. The clown mask falls from the sky. It's the cowboy before he limped up the pool for the first time. When living David jumps with boy at the sunrise over the top of the book. The candle stretches out of the pages. You know the rules, cowboy. Prancing around as we speak. Can you really not think about me? If you want to understand, is the only way for you. Dance on blindfold, unfolds, and David sprinkles dirt into the eyes of a coming soldier. Coming soldier, coming soldier, coming soldier, coming soldier. Fleet Oz, maybe to kick them out of the way. He does not know about the pool of the pools of oil. He does not know what happens yet. Still, he damaged to set proper better outcome, and someone using my own pen words and ambition of lines is seeping onward slowly, and I am now bait really. Ass holy. I set the traveling fighters up as a potential force against any distractions, but now there is a cut into the twit blinking knees of a birthing new directive construction, delivering an eighth of the effort from the right and the height, and that eighth in the hung and the height and the right, well, choice will still be made, and predetermined choices and no question, but still somehow what makes a mysterious skin image, even the most advanced that wouldn't want to decrypt it anyway. What makes a perfect image that can be effective and also unbreakable is thought cloud whizzes up and forms a door, and in the image she is there with the bears that this she was looking for. Whether or not is the contract, David. I don't want to do this anymore. This is still and we still will be made for Skinsa, prancing and jumping around. Oh, I gave ideas. You think I failed? I just wanted to share right, like there is these two halves of the same screen, and there is one guy that is about to shoot one guy, and then the other half there is a guy who is about to pee into a toilet, and like the screen flashes, and then the backgrounds of the two guys, the backgrounds of the two guys switches, so you see it, one guy shoots the toilet, and the other guy pees on a random dude tied up in front of him, and it would be the lesser of two evils, I guess. Right, well that would be amusing. Well, that would be amusing. But you could do better. No! But seriously, right? Two cars driving by each other, one arm reaches out to shoot the other car. It is a drive-by shooting race on stand-up or some crazy something, and there is a single bullet that flies through. It stops in the middle between two cars, and a wine-like sound surrounds the bullet. A white line surrounds the bullet, goes through between the space and the two cars, and the whole cars, the whole image, the whole line travels to the far end of each side of the screen. The black background, though, was once the car chase now fades to a chapel, and the still floating bullet reveals itself to be the head of a monk praying on the stage, and who knows, David and the cowboy are sitting next to one another as they begin to crumble and start to burp. The cowboy waits for help. David laughs at the event, but only has hope in the present, for he doesn't know how late he will see anywhere. He doesn't know where he will be led by his fate, for he had only given his idea delivery the best try he had, but he was still only, and he knew that he was still only not enough to turn things around, particularly as he needed. But of course someone else had motive he did not know, but felt the idea was wound up in here. Cowboy birth to be written into the contract. Where was David? Not even sure yet they have the cowboy. David is contemplating the teeth and the eyebrows. The cowboy showed himself to David 2 times, many times over, and the no, no. David knows he has been doing wrong, but then a sense that there are events and turn written instructions fall on beans of paper that unravel when they are here to see. Any fleeting fortunes have the chance to give a very bright direction to a very misplaced calling. With $100 spent, peel the stars falling, and we'll warm around them. They both know what pool. They're a star formula of 5 pools. I jump in, but I had already known I picked the wrong pool. There was a sort of nasty brochure that unfolds and reads itself to all of us, as we can only seem to stare at each other. You were writing him, we were writing him, I was writing him, he was writing her. I wrote guilty and psych, none of you can break in. Who wanted? I wanted the pool of the height and disorientation. The film will still be made. Delivers a grisly look through the haze, burning mucus rides up and out as a carousel we all spin around, and on this carpet tinkle through new leaves into a fresh harvest would seem me. I wrote me and would then see a character who rose to be sentient. Looking at a character, he wrote her. Now she is with the bears, her sisters, looking up at our reflection in the water, walking back up, out the other way, and delivering a cryptic message as a film in this. Plans devise, cracks hold itself behind a large stick. One finds further things to walk on, make it travel, a living snake that can breathe our own inconsistencies and their ends and theirs, or we just wrote what we can look after. The congestion is always going to be around. There can't be a true master until there really is a true master. And anyone that I know, he won't show himself or herself, itself, theirself so easily for a long time. Makes him question what is with the keys with me. There are no gates in the desert, just one flowing brook. I told you boys I would send the flood tiding through their way just by what it had already written its writing. Tell those aliens I love them and I feel for their righteous claims, and tell them that if I was strong enough to help I would look out again, but that cannot. I will not have something to say. Send them a special message from me and tell them that my eyes control the days. They step into the wrong desert. And it's closed for me to make the faces of no. I can take the table begins to peel itself and no, sunrise. I want to make the movies now. I want to make the movies, damn it. Come on, cowboys, think of some better ideas. Sunrise go, sunrise go, and good luck, good night, cowboy, get out of it. Here, the tears crack with his original fears, open those boxes up and throw them over there. His overflipped eye tip eyelid reverts into a deer eye, one large more looking right back at his eye, and he can see me. Please, Mr. Help me out. Give me a better idea. Scenes from the road. The radio becomes the noise, becomes the grass, becomes the image. We film you ambitions of the television show that makes our bills for the audio and running which we could do and we can rebuild the whole concept from the ground up. It could be art, you know, that come on hula, jump through a bumble for scuba and for dandy, right on PI, right on Campandy, crosses the desert of forbidden land. He climbs a mountain so tall and pointy, reaches the top to see a small lake of poop and candy. Well, I think hula loves dandy. It was all for the love of golf, at a lost love of gold. Everything we make a massive land in. I don't know, the holes in the ground define the substance of ritualistic banter, building a large sediment-type bricks with inscriptions that open before themselves when the bright are ashamed onto the ground, and the inscriptions are only available. The inscriptions require careful reconstruction of the brick to come true, or picking up every piece on the ground. Each one is like power. Maybe all of the random eye floaters were supposed to be like little hellos from souls with all of those realistic consequences, the heightened disorientation, the 5 pools to boil, form softly and slightly underneath the pre-marked sand pits, so stop on the X. Text is the new exploration, maybe the dynamic experience that awaited him. We aspire to build more structures outside the breeze. The sandy car delivers wisdom as when speaking through the brush noises in the trees and what to hear, where to hear, while to hear, why to hear it. Thinks back to the more significant reel of memories. The film is the film, is and was us, collected all in bad choices that we have to pull from a sack. Voices and silly driving forces would then see, reflecting on it in and out to the water, see all of us going and then walking back the other way. The thought of David crystallized in motion by the construction of his real-world film prior to divulging into material films, structures to breach and put from post 1 post to post 5 without a troublesome loss, build the experience into a tool so that it can be had by watching without any cost, was in pre-made decisions. Story of given and giving a plus made for her. She is outside and the song sing for her. Remember for hula, for scuba, for humble, for dandy, oh no, for scuba, for dandy, for bumble, oh please, for hula, for scuba, for bumble, and then there is a sad please. 3 men travel a desert of forbidden landy, climb a mountain with a hat so pointy. Has the cowboy forgiven David yet? Our pool of oil is the small lake of poop and candy. We can't see, but forever chanting is maybe the answer. Well, I think hula loves dandy. 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 Well, I think hula loves dandy.